I don't know about you guys, but my neck hurts just a little bit. All right. This whiplash that we're experiencing the SHIB charts right now, looking up, looking down, it's all over the place. We've experienced extreme volatility, major runs to the upside, major retracements to the downside, and basically ended up right where we were before. All right. We're back at 5098, and we are, in fact, playing into this broadening rising wedge. Okay. Now I need people to know that this is a bearish formation. There's a high probability of breaking to the downside, whether it be, in the very short term here, whether it be, some more retests to the top and coming back down. It's likely that we see some downward movement. Now, I want to say that this is actually okay because it gets us back on track with where we were at. This wick that we experienced because of probably burns, excitement surrounding that, it got erased. It wasn't sustained, right? And I have talked about consolidation to close out the year is not a bad thing for SHIB. Ending up somewhere in that 509 range is okay. BTC is going through the similar type of retracement, similar type of consolidation right now. It's down at about 41K. And I want to remind people of what happened back in 2015, because this, I think, is the closest cycle to what we're experiencing right now. A major rise in the back half of the year in terms of BTC, climbing all the way into December and then consolidating for the last couple weeks of the year. Now, what it also did was to begin 2016, we went on some more consolidation to begin the year. It wasn't until about February that things really began to take off. Now, this time I do believe that's a little different. I've talked about Bitcoin being in that 40 to 42K range. I think that's a big thing for the market because then beginning 2024, the likelihood of a nice run to begin the year, kind of like we experienced at the beginning of 2023, I believe is highly probable. There's a lot of capital that's still sitting on the sideline. We may have major announcements in terms of spot Bitcoin ETF approvals. Obviously, we know that the Bitcoin halving is not very far away from there. There's a lot of good catalysts that are there. And so I think that timeline actually gets moved up just a little bit. Now, what I did was I actually put the BTC chart on top of SHIB for this time. And I found this actually quite interesting. All right. So right now I had to slide it by about, I think, a month. And it's because of when the Bitcoin halving is. So what we could see here again is some consolidation actually right down to the ranges that we would discuss, that 509 range. And then an explosion to begin 2024. All right. Now, this is a little more tempered. We may experience something even more dramatic in terms of the heights of that. But either way, as we run into the Bitcoin halving, you can kind of see what price does, right? We go on a major run that gets up all the way to 402, and then we face big retracements. All right. We end up pulling back. And this all typically happens after the halving. Just know that historically, after the halving, for the next couple months, we typically go on some consolidation. We end up going through big pullbacks, and then alt season begins. Then prices get absolutely insane, and you can see what happens in the charts here, right? Just a massive meteoric rise, and you can see this gets us all the way up to that 201 range. All right. Now, as always, this is not financial advice. This is just dragging, dropping a historical Bitcoin chart on top of SHIB. There's no guarantees that SHIB follows what Bitcoin has done in the past, but it can be a good indicator. Remember, SHIB is deflationary. There are advancements taking place behind the scene. The optics are good. SHIB truly has the potential to gain big market dominance in this market cycle. Would I be surprised if it plays out and follows this Bitcoin chart? No, I wouldn't at all. Remember, SHIB is still young. It's still light in terms of holders compared to some of the other assets at the top. The ability for it to move up through some of these levels is easier than it is with other coins. I think sometimes some people forget that, but I'm okay with where we're at. I'm okay with being back on track with consolidation because I know that long term, it plays a much bigger part. There are much bigger price movements down the road than we're going to experience right now. The bull market is just beginning. This is just the taste. Much better times are coming, and I'm excited to see what 2024 can bring us. So I appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Show your support below. As always, this is not financial advice. There's always unknowns in the crypto market, and we will see what happens. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.